The story begins on February 24th, 2022, in Barcelona. Mike Connor, a former Special Forces operator, sits sleepless in Barcelona because on his shelf sits a photo of him and Riley. Suddenly, his phone starts buzzing beside him. He's been sitting up all night with a pistol and whiskey. But this call changes everything. Riley, his niece doing aid work in Kharkiv, begs for help. Russian troops have crossed the border and are bombing her city. He can only listen as soldiers storm in, and Riley screams. So Mike calls his friend Charlie, because Charlie finds people. Riley never left Kharkiv. She lied so she could stay. Then Russians stormed her orphanage and dragged her out as a hostage. Mike wants a way into Ukraine tonight. Her smartwatch still pings her location, which means he can track her. There's no way in, Charlie insists. But Charlie tells him to stop and listen. Getting emotional now will get Riley killed, Charlie warns. They have her. That's just a fact. Charlie's plan: wait for the chaos to settle, then ransom her back. But every hour in captivity risks Riley's life. Prisoner exchanges will come, Charlie promises. Just wait. He'll pay whatever it costs to buy her back. Mike's only going to say this once. Find him a flight to Kyiv, or he drives there himself. Hell, he'll walk if he has to. He's going in with or without Charlie's help. Then Mike remembers the man who led the team that took her. He's got a screenshot of the kidnapper's face. Charlie fires it off to his CIA contact at Langley. Minutes later, Charlie finds him a ride, a team headed to Kyiv. Every other asset is deployed, which means Mike goes in alone. Charlie promises a local guide waiting on the other side. Riley is all Mike has left in this world. Go alone, Charlie warns, and no one is coming to save him. Meanwhile, Stanislav Koniev, a former GRU killer, hunts a wounded policeman. The man crawls. Koniev follows slowly. He savors every second of the kill. Watching a man die slowly is special to him. The policeman dies. Koniev smiles. Back in Barcelona, Mike runs into a rowdy British crew. He's crashing their flight into the war zone. Bunny, a loud British mercenary, greets him with crude jokes. But the flight is Charlie's arrangement, so Bunny lets it slide. Mike ignores the banter. Wheels up in 5. On the plane, the Merc introduces himself. Peter Roberts. Peter Rabbit, Bunny. Mike shows him Riley's photo, the reason he's flying into hell. Bunny flashes his own prize, his golden ticket. Billionaire Yuri Chenkov and his young wife Ivana. $2 million each. So Bunny trades numbers with him, just in case. The deal: if either stumbles onto the other's target, they call. Share a pin, share intel, come running if needed. Deal struck. Bam Bam, another of Bunny's crew, defends his oversized arsenal. Bunny plans to take them from a distance, nice and clean. Fucking Kyiv, Bunny mutters as they land. Then they split, each hunting their own prize. Langley comes back with a name: Stanislav Koniev, ex-GRU. 10 years in prison for double homicide and rape. Now he kills for the Skorzeny Group, a private army. Charlie's guide is Danny Shevchenko, a local fixer who knows Kharkiv. Eccentric, Charlie warns, but solid. And nobody knows the road to Kharkiv better than him. Mike lands in Kyiv, and Danny greets him like family. Big hug, big energy, zero caution. Danny jokes that Mike packed his whole house. Connor, like the Terminator. Danny loves it. He drives Mike through Kyiv, proud of his city even now. This town knows how to party, he brags. Best restaurants, most beautiful women, and the best discotheques in all of Europe. But then the party ends. Bratva gangsters block the road. Mafia, Danny says. I got this. He tells Mike to shut up and let him work. Stay cool, he mutters, because these men kill for less. The gangster doesn't like Mike's face and beats him bloody. Then he demands Mike's phone. Danny watches nervously as Mike bargains for the phone. Mike offers his $10,000 watch instead. Feel the weight. 10 grand, right there in your hand. Should have taken the watch, Mike tells the broken gangster. Danny is furious. You're fucking crazy, guy. At Danny's home, his wife Anna is waiting, and she's furious. Danny explains. Mike is Charlie's friend, here to rescue his niece. Anna begs him not to go. She knows how this ends. Danny introduces his children, little Petro and Daniela. Then the news hits. Borispil Airport is under Russian rockets. Paratroopers have seized Hostomel, the very airfield Mike landed at. The city goes into military lockdown. Anyone caught without a Ukrainian uniform gets shot as a saboteur. So we get uniforms, Mike suggests. No one leaves tonight. The curfew traps them until morning. That night, Danny explains why Mike met his family. Mike already knows where this is going. Danny isn't here out of sympathy. He's here to buy his family a way out of this war. Mike doesn't care. He'll do anything to reach Riley. Without Danny, he'll never find her. That's the deal. Danny doubts Mike can stomach what's coming. Meanwhile, Koniev gets orders. The foreign prisoners move across the border soon. But his real priority is someone he calls the pig. Charlie's intel is grim. Kiev could fall within days. And Skorzeny assassins are hunting President Zelensky himself. Nothing they weren't expecting. The curfew lifts, and they move out immediately. All around them, civilians are becoming frontline fighters overnight. On the road, Riley's watch keeps bouncing around Kharkiv. Strange. Danny asks how much juice her watch has left. Mike's own watch was a gift from Charlie. 10 grand makes a hell of a bargaining chip, Danny notes. And you've never needed to bargain your way out? Never with the phone. It's the only way he finds Riley. Then Mike opens up. Riley's father was his brother-in-arms. One badass frogman. A proud Ukrainian-American who loved two countries. An IED killed him in Ramadi back in 2006. His widow fell apart, so Mike stepped in and raised Riley. She became his family. Kharkiv is still 2 days away on foot. Worse, the road ahead is locked down at Shliak village. Their SAT phone, codenamed Nightingale, is nearly dead. So Mike turns off the road, straight into the battlefield. Danny chases after him, stunned. Fastest way between 2 points is a straight line. This is about to get ugly, Mike warns. Fast is fine, but accuracy is final. So take your time, in a hurry. Suddenly, Russian soldiers spot them and open fire. They dive for cover as bullets shred the trees. The two sides tear into each other across the valley. Mike and Danny are pinned in the middle of someone else's war. Finally, Ukrainian troops push through, shouting their country's name. Connor levels his rifle at a surrendering Russian. Just a kid. Danny talks him down before he pulls the trigger. The Ukrainians want to know why Americans are out here. Looking for family, Mike tells them. Move fast, the soldier warns, or a Moscow sniper finds you. These men take no prisoners. Mike says nothing. Meanwhile, Koniev's men intercept a transmission mentioning Nightingale. They pull the location up on a map. Nightingale is the extraction team coming for Yuri. Koniev knows it, so he calls General Tarasov and orders the valley shelled. His own troops are fighting there too. He doesn't care. On the line, the Russians suddenly break and run. That ain't it, Mike says. Something's wrong. Then the sky falls. Artillery. Everywhere. We gotta go, Danny screams over the blasts. The barrage is walking straight toward them. A shell lands close. Mike goes down, out cold. Get up, Danny screams. Get up. He hauls Mike up and drags him through the chaos. Mike lies motionless as the barrage finally fades. Hours later, Mike wakes up, hurt, confused, half-deaf. Everyone else from the battle is gone. You look fucked, Danny tells him. He's lost an entire day of Riley's clock. Danny begs him to rest. Danny hands over the phone. Charlie wants a call back. Kharkiv is still 24 kilometers away. Gather your senses, Danny pleads. You're in bad shape. They press on through the ruins toward Kharkiv. Mike and Danny pick through the wreckage of ordinary lives. Not your fight, Danny reminds him. Not your kids in shelters. All that hate will make Mike sloppy, and sloppy gets you killed. War is a monster, Danny says, that devours everything. Mike has no answer for that. But those surrendering kids didn't want to be there, Mike argues. And handing Russia a Nazi excuse didn't help either, Mike admits. Every country has its sins, Danny allows. But America feeds off war, profits from it. And simple people die just trying to survive. You don't get it, Danny snaps. You really don't. I side with me, Mike answers flatly. Then why make war your life? Mike asks him. Before Danny can answer, a Z-marked Russian tank rolls past. Shit. Then a new sound. What the hell is that? A Gerin 2 kamikaze drone, bomb-armed, hunting for movement. The explosion hits a street away. Too close. Danny, what are we doing? Mike asks, uneasy. She's close, Mike insists. They keep moving. That's when a woman's scream cuts through the ruins. They follow it to a cellar full of captives. It isn't Riley, but now they're in too deep. Going in means drawing more soldiers, Mike warns. And they're so close to Riley now. But Mike can't walk away. Stay here, he orders. A single gunshot ends it. I told you to stay, Mike snaps at the boy. We gotta go. Now. That boy's childhood is over, Danny says. He'll never be the same. What becomes of us now? The mother asks. Mike promises them safety. The military is just south. Outside, Danny explodes. You can't promise what we can't deliver. We can't take them with us, Mike argues. And Danny won't leave them to die. Would Riley want you to abandon them? He demands. I'll ask her when I see her, Mike replies coldly. You really are a piece of shit. Mike doesn't deny it. Then Danny flips the question. What about your family, Mike? Mike says nothing. You wanted your family out too, Danny reminds him. They creep toward Kharkiv's outskirts, under cover of night. They sweep the wreckage with weapon lights, checking every corner. A dead man's hand juts from the rubble beside them. Mike pushes on, running on fumes. Mike begs Charlie for anything connecting Riley to a location. Nothing. The watch he's been chasing is strapped to a dead mercenary. The trail is dead. He needs a direction, any direction. Charlie's only lead, a Ukrainian push at dawn. Hang in there, man. Suddenly, Danny is pinned down. Mike charges back in for him. Then reinforcements crash in, shouting about redcoats. It's Bunny's crew. The deal from the plane just paid off. Danny thanks Mike for coming back for them. But Riley's gone, Mike admits. She's not here. Meanwhile, Bunny fancies a drink. So the crew clears a bar and pours a round. Bunny toasts, lie to save a friend, cheat death, steal hearts. How's a mad fucker like you still alive? Bunny asks. I'm good at killing things, Mike replies. Bunny introduces Danny to Zeus and the rest of the crew. Then the real news. They've located Yuri, 4 clicks away. And gossip says there's more than just Yuri inside. Foreign hostages, maybe even aid workers. Which means Riley could be inside that building. Just then, gunmen storm the bar. Danny screams not to shoot. In her cell, Riley tells a girl no one is coming. She calls for Isabel through the wall. No answer. Bunny's crew moves out, handing the scouts their prisoners. Ivana lies beaten while her husband screams under the knife. Koniev's men keep cutting. Yuri keeps screaming. Talk, or we cut you apart piece by piece. God has nothing to do with this, Koniev tells him. Overwatch maps the target. Technicals out front. Snipers up top. The recon comes back. We're fucked, Zeus reports. Enough troops inside to take a small country. A frontal assault is suicide. So Bunny asks for another way in. More stealth. That's when Danny remembers the tunnels under the city. He played in them as a kid. Wee bomb shelters, once used to ambush Nazi occupiers. He guarantees a way in, nice and easy. Booby traps, Bunny worries. But nobody even remembers these tunnels exist, Danny assures him. The odds are still razor thin, his men warn. Ringo, one of Bunny's mercenaries, locks in the target plan. The team splits. Bunny's crew up front, Mike and Danny below. Underground, Danny finds the entrance sealed behind a heavy chain. Bam Bam cuts through while the team stacks up. They breach a sealed door. The police station itself. Seconds until the party starts, Bunny warns. Mike links up with the crew, ready to move. He needs exfil for 12 people within the hour. Danny did his part. Now Charlie owes him a family flight. Get him out by tomorrow, Mike insists. Already the plan, Charlie confirms. Then Mike turns to Danny. You ain't coming. Go home. This isn't your day to die for a cause. That's your call, Mike says, but not today. Danny refuses, so Mike threatens to cancel his family's flight. But Danny begs to finish this. Mike relents. Once inside, we don't stop. Bunny briefs the crew. We murder everything in our path. Clear? This is gonna suck. Then the wall blows, and the assault begins. Inside, the guards drag a prisoner out for a cruel game. They beat her while the others watch helplessly. Not today, perhaps tomorrow, her tormentor taunts. Meanwhile, Koniev senses somebody has come hunting his prisoners. Who are you? Koniev demands. Nobody, comes the answer. If you're nobody, why has somebody come to find you? Then a call. More soldiers ambushed nearby. Ready the men, Koniev orders. Intel puts Yuri in the chief's office. Mike splits off. Don't do anything stupid, Ringo warns him. Later, mate, Ringo says, splitting off. Riley, Mike's voice finds her at last. You came, she breathes. You actually came. Mike pulls Isabel along as they rush for the exit. Koniev hears it. The hostages are escaping. Call in everyone, he orders. Everyone. They're here for the hostages, he realizes. Gunfire erupts through every hallway as they fight toward daylight. A grenade blast rocks the stairwell. Push forward, a merc calls through the smoke. The station becomes a slaughterhouse. They storm deeper, room by room, floor by floor. Hold, someone orders. Movement ahead. Grenade, someone screams, and the team scrambles for cover. Yuri and his wife are dead. The payday is gone. How's it going in there? Bunny checks over comms. Fucking outstanding. Connor grinds through the fight, jaw clenched tight. Then Koniev finds him. I remember you. Then why are you still talking? Mike fires back. What took you so long, mate? Someone jokes mid-fight. All on me. A merc yells, drawing their fire. Reloading. You're good, mate. Your vest caught it. Bam bam! You got anything left? Bunny shouts. Just one T-bomb, his last explosive. Toss it, flea flicker it. Bunny yells. The helo is 5 minutes out, but tangos are closing faster. It's going to be a hot extract. They sprint for the vehicles under heavy fire. Contact front. Fire erupts again. Zeus signals that he's finally pulling out too. A Russian grabs Riley, but she fights back hard. They load the wounded and peel out fast. Right behind you, Connor promises Riley. There he is. Connor breaks into the open. Go, go, go. Bam Bam waves them through. Tires screech, and they tear away from the compound. You got the grenade? Danny asks. But back at base, bad news lands. The helicopter's been redirected for a medevac. No extract. No one is coming for them. What happened to the picture? Charlie demands. We just got shut down. No support, no rescue. Connor drives them forward. Keep moving or die here. The retreat becomes a running battle. They push on, dragging their wounded with them. Finally, they fight street by street toward the city's edge. Stay on my shoulder, Danny tells a straggler. Hurry, move. Where's Riley? Mike shouts over the gunfire. Moving, Bunny confirms. Connor, move! Bam Bam lays down covering fire. A Russian's rifle clicks empty at point-blank range. Then it turns hand to hand, brutal and desperate. Danny runs out of ammo. They're cornered, exhausted, and out of options. Then Danny sees it. No Z on the tank. Ukrainians, friendly forces. The rescue has finally come. The battered survivors break clear at last. Charlie is still in the dark, fearing the worst. Then the call comes. Mike and Riley made it out. I'm good, Mike says. And this time he means it. They're safe with the 93rd Mechanized. A shuttle to the rear comes soon. Hey, sweetheart, Charlie greets her. How are you doing, kid? I'm okay, she says. And she thanks him for everything he did. Always, Charlie replies. Charlie wants to talk to you, Riley tells Mike. Danny's family flies to Brandenburg today, Charlie confirms. They'll be taken care of. All of them. One more thing left to do, Mike says. See you soon, brother. Green looks good on you, Mike tells Danny. Even better with blue and yellow. You're really going to do this? Mike asks him. It's my home, Danny answers. Yeah, Mike says softly. He understands now. Your family flies to Berlin today, Mike tells him. Charlie will set them up nice. I have no doubt, Danny says, believing every word. Finally, good luck, my friend, Mike tells him one last time. You too, brother.